Jupyter notebook. Okay, it will take a little time. Okay. See, it has opened a browser directly. So let me see this. So if you can see here, like it has been hosted in this particular URL. So you can copy this URL and use it like in any other browser. Let me close this. I will be using it. Okay. So So this local host 888, like on this port, like it has been hosted, or Jupyter dashboard. Like now, this actually represents your, like we have opened it in this path, right? Like in day 8. So even our code, like whatever is there here, will reflect this folder. Like this is this folder of feature. So let me create one Python here, notebook here. So if you see, like, uh, let me say, I just created one as new. So if you see, it has created one, and you can see it has reflected here as well. So, okay, so it is nothing but this folder. It will use this folder here. So let me rename it here, like, okay. So okay, day 8 notebook. Okay. So what we'll do today is like we'll be yesterday, where did we start? Like just using this Jupyter notebook, right? Nothing else. Okay. So today, like let's start again. Like similarly, like I've told you, like how to use Google Colab. Like in case Hari, you can try it on Google Colab in case if it is not working here. That will work anyway. Okay. So initially, let me try like to give this task. Okay. So main folder. Uh, okay. Because we have to put an hour before. Okay. So I can when let me do import OS. So this way, because like here, if you do like hold shift and then press enter, only that particular line will get executed. Just like pressing enter doesn't go anywhere. It will start adding like some more text here. But you can, if you put shift enter, it will run. Or else you can click on select that cell and then click on run from here. So only that particular line will get executed in this case. So let's try something. So let me copy the class like whatever I have here, what we defined earlier, like in code 5. Okay, let me copy it here. Okay, this main is not needed, just the class. Okay, so import anyway we have done already, so I'm not doing it again. So I have copied, okay, and I have run it. So once you run it, like as I told before, if you want to use that class, you have to do this, something like this, some variable, and then you can open it, okay? So then you will be able to use, let me do their, see, this is, you have these functionalities which you can create folder, delete folder, and get contents from a folder. So let me try, I can delete this like if I want to do that's fine. And this is one more thing. Now let's try. So yesterday we were talking about pickle, right? So you can even pickle the function itself. Like it doesn't matter if you are pickling only the data of variables, right? Like yesterday we were looking at that example. Let me show you this. Like you are trying to pickle some variables like which were stored here. You let's try doing like pickling the folder itself. Okay. Let me do that. So import pick, pickle, and then the next thing is pickle. Okay, let me get pickle to open this path to here. So it's a path dot find and give me last pickle. So we can give any extension, but I'm just giving this one to identify that it is a pickle file. Okay. So and then you write the in a write mode, and the next part is like what we should do pickle dot dump. Let I am trying to dump now this class, okay, here in F, and then F dot close. So it has run successfully, and if you can see here, let me, this is not it. Okay, you can see here it has created a file with like class.pickle. You can see here. Right? So let me try to open it with Notepad if we can see something. Now you can't see much, right? There is like something not much relevant. Doesn't look clear, not unrecognizable characters, and few are recognizable, but it doesn't make sense to interpret something from that. So okay, I have run it and it has worked. So next thing is I want to use it again. F equal to open. While using, you should do it in read mode. Now it will be RB, like read binary mode, and then pixel dot load of it. Okay, and F dot close. You let me take it in a new class. Okay, new class load. Okay, so we'll check like what this new class has. So it's saying something like this. So if I do there, what will it be? See, it has all the functionalities what we have in previously, right? So this is one more example of using pickles. Okay, is it clear? Okay. So we can also compare these two classes if these are like true. Let me do that. Is it equal to words dot com? Why is it because of naming? So maybe you can't compare it directly this way because the namings will be different. It's not some, there will be some difference. Okay, like I don't know, like you can't compare the class defined classes because it may be created as a new class itself. I'm not sure about it. But okay, so this is one thing like. And like one more beauty of this like Jupyter notebook. So in case, sorry, let's say like I think I've showed you yesterday in the Jupyter Google Colab that you can make it as a notebook, a kind of a report with headings, all the text and something like that. Similarly, let's make a section this way, pickling class instances. let me make it as a heading. Okay. So here there are like four code. Like one is code and markdown, the raw online heading. Let's use all four. Now like it's I'm going to take it as a heading. So let me make it heading. Click OK. So and let me put first section. Okay. And if you put press enter and it will come like. And next point, like maybe I want it as a subsection, like 1.1 or something. Then instead of one, you use two hashes here. The font will decrease. So that is one way to use Jupyter Notebook. So here, let it be one. Okay. So let's try another thing. Let it be section two. So what we are trying to do, let's improve the class. Like initially, we did not use classes to full extent. We only treated it as a set of functions, nothing else. But it can be like much more. Uh, okay, let's try. Okay, I'll give this heading later. Okay? Like depending on what we are trying to do. TBD as of now. Just to okay. So earlier we have used the class like just with three functions, right? So let's try something else. A new class, maybe a simple arithmetic one, arithmetic function. Okay. So and let me so in class like we can also have init mode. So init as a it's one of its method. Like here we will be calling these as methods instead of functions, like what we call directly. If you are using like dot and something, we call it as methods. Okay. So need to have init method like which will execute immediately once you call your function. So here, in case you want to use some variables, uh, let's discuss about like scope of variables within the function. So let me okay, a equal to 100, b equal to 200, and then you can define something function one, let's do, and then tell like some other variable c. What this does is like it will change a plus c, b equal to b minus c, okay, and return a comma function to self d. This is the situation to d and d equal b equal to b divided by okay. So let's say this is a function what we are trying to call, and once we have defined this, okay, I have executed this. Now, if you want to use this, how we'll be doing this? Like AF, let me call it AF, automatic function. So, in case if you run it this way, so what will this have? Like, let me check like the error of it. Okay. So, in case, let me try one more. Yeah. So there are, I don't need this now. You can delete it if you don't want. So the next thing is AF dot. In case if you are doing calling this, this function get executed. Like how we can use, let me do one print here. Initialize. Okay. So let's try running that now. One more. See, this this got executed like because it has printed initialize. So once you call your class, like this init method or whatever is there, that get executed, but this get executed only once until you call it again. Okay, but okay, let me see if I can call it again. Okay, yes, I can call it again by using this something like slash slash init. If you in case we did not define it that way, let me if you just defined it this way, will it again will it be treated as initialized or not? Let's see. No, it's not doing that. So you have to give it in this format. Okay, clear, right? Let me run it again. Okay, so AF is now initialized. So the next part is, let's say one more important thing about function is whatever you can actually use the function like variables of one way. Like if you can see in like our previous example here, we are able to use a function whatever is there inside this at this level, right? So are we can we also use some variables what are defined here into some other functions? That is one thing which we are trying to explore now. So that's why I have created a variable A and B here, and then like using it, I did not define it again. Will it work? Let's try see. So let me. I want to run the function one af dot function one, and let me give like 10. Okay, so in case if it is working, it should return as like by adding 10 and like subtracting 10. So it did not, right? So here we got an error saying that this A and B are not defined. So because these are like local variables at this level, it's like one in, even though you have defined it in it, doesn't mean that like it can be accessible at this level. So in case if you want to access it, how we should be doing it is like use self dot. Okay, this self dot means this particular variable will be within this function. Like it's a proper, like it's kind of a method or property of this function. So in case we want to use it here, again if you use self dot, let's see if it will work. And let me return it as self dot. Okay, similarly here as well. Okay, I'm running it again. So I'm running it. Let me do this. See, this time it works. So let me run it again. What should be the answer now? Can someone guess? Like, if you run it again one more time, will it give the same values or a different? So let me try again. Okay? See, it has given different values. It means this particular function will store those values here. Okay, whatever variables it has, like it will be stored in self.a. So in case we want to access that a and b now, how you can do is a dot a, a dot a dot b. So these you will have a value. Okay. So and one more thing, I have created one more instance along with it. And in case you click on initialize here, okay, I do initialize again. So then let me check what are those values of a and b. It is 100 again. Okay. So if you call, make a new, it's like if you are calling it again, it's like you are making a new instance. So this will get executed. So all, I mean, like this A and B value will be like 100, 200 instead of the like whatever we got earlier, like 120 and 80, 180. So let me try that once more. Okay. So let me do one more thing. Okay, AF1 and AF2. Again, let me use the same class here. Okay. So here, like we are calling it like five instance into two different instances. So for each instance, it will execute in function again, right? So let me see. Let me use AF1 here. So okay, it is coming well. Like you can see AF1 dot values. Like if you can see, it is like 120 and 180 now. So will it affect AF2 dot A? No, right? It stayed like whatever it is, because even though like you are using same class, but it's in a different instance. Like once you have stored it here, like AF1, EF1 has is completely different from AF2. So in case you are looking for AF1 dot A, let me print these four examples. Print AF1 dot A and AF1 dot B, and also the 2.p. Let me do it from beginning. So you have initially same thing, like I again initialize it, so you are getting this one. So let me initially do this. Now if you check these four, whatever you will be getting in, okay, let me run it. So AF1 changed, but AF2 did not change. Okay, so this is the difference. Like once you store, like it will be a completely different function, even though it came from the same. So the structure and all will be same, but thing is like the values and the like memory location and those things will change where it is stored and all. Okay, so this is the thing about like function. So in case, let me add like some more things to this function. Let me make a copy of it. So I'll make a section 2.1 where we use it like variable within class within function. Okay, so I'll make it as a heading again, and I want it to be a subheading, so I'll kept like two hash here. So you can see the font size will vary, it will decrease slightly. So okay, see this. Like I've created a new what is a heading here. So let me copy this plan. Okay, so once it is okay, let me use something here. Okay, I have defined some different variable equal to 1000. So let me see if we can access it at this level. Okay, along with this. So let me create a new function for it instead of disturbing the function 3 self. Let's not give any variable, that is also possible. You can cover that as well. Okay, so addition would be fine. So this is E now. Okay, so let's return. So okay, one good thing about this is like you have to give like for indentation, you have to give like four spaces or two spaces or a tab or some uniform thing, right? In case we are not giving properly, so it will show it in red here in Jupyter Notebook. Even in like Notepad, it will do the same way. this is one indication that your indentation is not proper. So better I am using tabs, so I have two tabs here, so it came well. And let me copy this. Okay, this is one more function which I'm trying to use. So let's see, like whatever is outside. Okay, we initially I thought of like using it inside. So let's see this together. Okay, so in case if we want to use this, how we can do it. So, okay, so AF equal to arithmetic function. So let me call this AF dot function 3. Here you don't have any other argument other than self. In that case, it means that it doesn't take any other argument. So if you just do it this way, it would be enough. So if you print, you can see it was able to access the variable whatever is given outside at this level, which would be like globally available for all the systems, right? So it is working. So let me, because like earlier, a value is like 100, so 100 plus 1000, it was like this one, 1100, and similarly 200 minus 1000 is minus 800. So this has worked. So let me give like one more way. This time, defining this e just here. Okay. We use e, right? Let me use some other way. Variable one. Okay. Equal to 50. So if I define it this way, and can I access it outside? Let's see if it is accessible outside the class. Variable one, right? Spelling is wrong. But so if you press enter, it's saying like it's not defined because it is only within the class. So maybe make an instance of this class just like this. How we have used, let's make an instance here. Maybe then it will work. Let me add a class here and new. Okay, initialize. So got initialized. Let me see variable now. Still it's the same. So can it be accessible? Let me use one function here. Function for cell. Nothing in return. Just I'm printing what is the variable. Okay. So if it is printed, okay. So will this dot function for will this what is okay name will differently. Okay, it's an yeah, I did not. So in case if it did not execute, so it will like because like earlier it has taken what is there earlier. Whatever changes we made, it's not taken, right? So now it has executed properly. So let me take it one more time. Okay, and function 4. I'm trying to execute. Okay, so here, so this is not active. If you say variable 1, even though you have defined here, you are not able to access it here. So let me see if we can access it like self now. Okay, let's make it as a function. Okay, so let me try this. Function 4 did not execute. Maybe function 5. Let's see if it will execute. Yes, right. Even though you have defined your scope here, like at this level, you have defined your variable. So in case if you want to access it within that function, you have to use it by using self. It's similar way in case then if you want to use a function which is defined at this level, if you want to use it in another function, you have to use self dot. Okay. So let me call this. Okay. So I want to call this function within this function, something like this. So you have to put self before and let's see. So what this function 4 will do is it should give an error. So let me try something. Instead of function 4, let me do function 3. Okay, if you let me try this way, I'm trying to call function 3 inside function 5. So, okay, so what it should do is like it will be returning as this A and B. Okay, let me print to like what it is written. Okay, so it will be okay, I've run variable like this will be again error, this will be again error as expected. And function 5, now what it should be returning is function 5 if you run, initially it should be printing me this value 50 and like now we added like one more thing, it should be printing function what it returns in function A, which is like A and B values. Okay, so let's try that. Right, it has done. So this is the way if you want to call or access the function within the class, like you should be using this self dot. Okay, and like if you want to use the variable across the function here, you can either define it in like init using the self dot and giving this way, or you can always like define your function here, variables here and then use it. Okay, but in case like what will be the difference is okay. So, what's the difference then keeping here and here? Let's try it. Okay, if you remember, we tried to call this init earlier, right? Okay, so not this initialize. So you have to use this underscore. So it has initialized. Now let's check like what are the values of a a new dot b a dot new dot I want to use this variable here as well. So let me check these three values. See, it was 100, 200 and 50. So let me create a function here, maybe within this function itself. Let me, what I'll be doing is, I'll be changing the value of here. Okay, so I'm running it. Initially, this will be false because like, it's not defined. So at this level, function 5, it has printed 50 because like we are printing it first and then changing it to 100. So let's see if it is changed to 100. Okay, so let me add one more and check here if it is print. So if you see, this is A value, B value, and this is variable one. Variable one we have changed it to 100, so it is showing here as 100. Now what we are trying to do is let's run the init method. So which will be running only this, right? So our intention is to check whether variable 1 will be changing to 50 again or will it remain as 100. So let's see that. Okay, so let's check those values, these three values. If you see, like earlier, A and B value, which were like different, are changed to 100 and 200 as expected. But even though if you call this init method, it did not change the variable one value, right? So it means in case if you want your variable values to be changed every time you do call a init method, you define it here. If you don't want it to change even then you use it here. But ideally speaking, like practically, you won't be calling init again and again. So in most of the cases, so in this case, like you better use it at like people mostly define whatever is there at this level rather than this level. But this is the difference between these. Okay, is it clear? Okay. See.
Can you please scroll up?
Sorry.
So yeah, here I just have a question here. So in the function one, when you call function one, the values are getting changed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And post that you are calling function two, then it will be picking the values which have been resulted as part of the function one.
Yeah. Yeah. So in the sense, like this self A and self B, like these are where let's say if you see here, I have defined it here. Okay. So these are you treat it as a different variable. So whenever like self dot A gets changed, that change will be reflected here. So actually, it is changing that itself. So whatever is stored in that memory location, that part is getting changed. So once it got changed, like it will retain the value, changed value. So in case we are calling like another function, so it will be taking that new value, and in case you are modifying again, that value gets modified. Okay.
Yeah, if I just remove self in the function two.
So in case you want to remove self in function two, so let me, yeah, let's try that out. So this way, and you are returning it. A comma B. If you don't return is also fine, just that we want to verify that. Okay. So let's run that as well. So this is fine. So let this be changed. Let's use dot function one initially so that like a value will get changed. So this is about like using adding some value set. So if you use initial this one like when the A is 100 and B is 200, you have like 10 here, right? So you are adding 10 and subtracting 10 from A and B. So now A B value, let us see A B. So these are those values, but let's use it. See it here again. Now let's use function 2 here and using it. Okay. If you press enter, it should be returning A and B rather than self A or self B. So it has returned something like divide, means multiply and then divide. Okay. So this looks proper. So let's see what are the variables if this got changed or not. See, it did not change, right? So it stayed like whatever is there previously because here self dot A is different from using A just here. So it will be treated as a completely different variable.
So if we want to call this A and B, how can we call this?
Uh, in case we want to make it available for later, then you have to put self. That is it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So good anyway, you reminded this like so it has covered like one more possibility.
So this is the scope of the variables. If you won't declare as self, will remain within the function.
Function. Yeah,
Wherever.
exactly. Yeah. So this will be local variable and to this scope.
Okay.
And once you define self, it will be to the self actually is like class, so it will remain in this.
Okay. And
Okay.
if there is a function which is beyond this class, and I
In
am
the
not.
sense,
Yeah. Just
okay,
suppose function three is in a different class.
okay, let me do it. Let it be outside, just like a new function. Okay, something like this. This is outside. This is nothing related to the class. It's completely outside the class. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to access something here, it's like A and B.
Yes.
Okay. So let's try
But
to
I'm not again passing them as parameters in there.
parameters. Then it won't be accessible. In
Even
the
the
sense
self.
like even the self, like self actually means, so whatever self you have, self actually means like you are passing self here, right? This self is your class. So let me print this as well. Like you will know like what is this self. Let me print what is self while initialize. Let's not run it. So it's if you see like while I'm printing self here, right? So it is actually returning the class instance state. So if you see even print AF new would also give something similar to that. So it's actually same. If you see the address as well, it's the same address.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So that self is actually that instance itself. In case if you want to use it in something else, like just that AFQ dot and dot A, something like that. So that variable you have to pass it
Okay.
because that is how it is accessible to the outer world.
So similar
Okay.
way, I can pass just A also, which has the 1100 as a value. And if I want to pass self.a, I have to, like whenever I want to access this 110 value, then I have to pass self.a.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So you can anyway refer like all these combinations for each cell, like you can try, explore, change different things. You will be able to get it. Okay. So this is one more thing about class. So actually these are very much important because like thing is like now the pickling part as will come, like whatever you do some kind of processing, some kind of functions at this level, and whatever final values you get, right? So these usually you pickle and save it, and the next person will use it in next user or maybe yourself in you will be using it in a different or which will be used in a different class just by passing it as an argument. So that is one more use case.